Joining me right now is Gilbert Yvel, Road FC Openweight Semifinalist. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to Kumite Radio.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now, your fight against Mighty Mo, it's viral sensation, because you snapped his arm. Going into this fight, the game plan, what was it? Was it to go to the ground immediately?
Actually, no. We are practicing uppercuts because Mo is like, he has a strong punch, but, he's wide. He throws a hard punch, he's very wide. So he's all here and here, and he drops his left hand. So that is actually the plan was just, to hit him with the uppercut. And basically from the get-go, I just walk to him and I'm going to give him an uppercut. But it was like a strange misunderstanding because we run at each other and I think he wanted to, slap hands. And I was like, and then we, bam. And then I just, we made contact and then instinct took over and I just took him down.
Did you watch a lot of Mighty Mo's fights before the fight actually happened?
No, not really. Just some highlights, but not really. I should have, but it was like, what do we have? Like 1 month preparing, so like a month before the fight, I signed the contract. So and then I didn't really look at this fight.
Yeah, once you got to the ground, you took over. You were in dominant positions the whole time, even a few key lock attempts. Were you surprised by the strength of Mighty Mo?
Well, the first attempt hurt him because I heard it already, like I heard something not snap, but I heard something popping real quick, and I hear this also. It was like, oh, and the thing was. I was also a little bit surprised to be on the ground and on top, and that's why I didn't. I had a control, but I didn't have a good control, just like how I normally have on the ground to finish him off. But yeah, this he's like 135 kilos. That's a lot of weight. So and he got short, strong hands. So it was hard for me to make a good move.
You got the armbar finish. You let go of the arm. You threw up your hands. Did you know his arm was mangled? Did you know his arm was broken?
No. The thing was, I put in the armbar and I was pulling and I was like, what happened? You don't tap. I'm like, what? And I feel like, am I doing something wrong? I'm like, and you can see me watching his hand, like, what the fuck is this? What did I do wrong? And I'm pulling, like, I can't bridge anymore. I get like, what? And then, but the thing was, he was pulling out. Then I got the other arm bar, and also, and I was like pulling, like, what happened? Am I doing it wrong? But his arm was already the other side. But I didn't see that. The thing was, Mo put his hand in my pants, and he was pulling himself. Like in a better position, like on top of me, and the ref said, "Hey, stop!" And that moment, I was like, "Wait, if he let go of this position, and if he stops and we start again, I'm in a really bad position." So I was like, "Hey, wait, stop! He's doing something bad." And I was like, "Let me get up quick." And then I saw his arm was. Dislocated, and I'm like, hey, we broke his arm. So, I was happy to win, not happy that he hurt himself, but yeah.
Yeah, after the fight, you said that you only had 2 weeks to prepare, and that's why your cardio wasn't so great. You also revealed that you had an injury. What injury did you have, and how did it happen?
Well, actually, I have an old injury from a long time. I don't want to go into details right now. Let me first win the tournament. But I can say I have an injury on my hip, and it was it's bad. It's bad. It was bad. We're working on it right now. But the thing was, like after the first week of training, 3 or 4 days of training, I injured again. and I was not able to train for 2 weeks. Now, after those 2 weeks, we went to China for the press conference. When I came back, we had like 2 more weeks to train. So, yes, we did the best we can do in 2 weeks. But there's the only thing I could do is like boxing, only boxing. And there were no knees, there were no kicking, and of course you saw I was totally not in shape. I was just not in shape. I was just a fat Gilbert. But the thing was, well, I said yes to this fight, and to be honest, I was thinking about canceling it. But like, you know what? I can do this. Doesn't matter, I have to fight anyway. If I'm tired or not tired, So I did it. But that's why I was dead. I was almost the first person in history of fighting who was sitting in mount to tap. I was about to tap. I'm like, fuck, you win. I'm done. I was out of gas. I was like, I have to get this armbar right now, otherwise this fight is over. So yeah, so I was not in shape. We did the best we could do in those 2 weeks, but I was.
Is that why after the fight, when you stepped out of the cage, you sat down for a while? Is that the reason?
I was about to pass out. I was so tired. I was like, oh, yeah. I sat down and my corner got my shoes. So it was a little act from me, like, oh, I don't have my shoes, I have to wait. But I was done. I was over. If this fight would have took 5 seconds longer, I was done. I was out, man. I was so tired. It was so hard, even after I got up and I walked to my corner man. I was like, I told him, oh, I'm dead. I was so tired.
Well, that was a great decision because you came out there, you performed well. You haven't been in the cage for a while, so you put your name out there in the world of MMA again, and you are back in action. You're back in the headlines. You finished the favorite of the tournament. He's the champion of the division in dominant fashion. Do you consider yourself now the front runner of the tournament?
Well, of course you have to win first, but I think Mo was like the most dangerous opponent. And don't get me wrong, you still have to win from the other people, but Mo he was the man to beat. I don't see anybody from those other guys beat me standing or even on the ground. And well, I kept saying, like, Mo is a champion, and I want to be champion, so I'm gonna beat the champion, and So, thing is, I know I'm gonna win this tournament. I have 4 months now to train hard. I'm gonna train hard, like I never trained before, because I can beat all those guys. I don't know this disrespect, but they're not on my level. When I'm ready, of course. Trust me, I'm gonna beat them.
Yeah, talking about the other guys, Ollie Thompson, Chris Barnett, Arigale, they're the semifinalists with you. Whose performance do you feel was the most impressive in the opening round?
No, I'm sorry. Of course, Chris. I didn't see the whole fight, but I see him throwing maybe 2 or 3 kicks. Then he came on the ground. This guy was on his back, and he shook him off, and so that was it. So I didn't see a lot. The last 2 guys, the big Chinese guy and the big Korean guy, come on. Come on, I didn't even really see the fight. So that was not really impressive, I think the big guy is actually pretty good though for his size, but this fight was terrible. And this Thompson against the other kid, the Chinese kid. I thought this Chinese kid was very good. He was warming up in our dressing room, and he was like going on it for 20 minutes. And I was looking at him, and I was like, man, dude, I'm tired just looking at you. And this Ollie Thompson guy, he was It was okay. He was good. He did some things on the ground, but I also saw he had no submissions. He cannot finish it on the ground. This Chinese kid returned him a couple of times. You know, he turned him over a couple of times. And the moment the Chinese kid was getting off of him, he actually didn't know what to do. So, yeah, um, yeah, I'm not really impressed by what I saw from the fights from the other opponents.
When the semifinals happen, who would you like to face?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it, but it doesn't matter. I have to win. It doesn't matter. I have to. I can beat all three of them. So just well, give me the weakest one. I can knock out quick, but it actually doesn't matter. Yeah, I've been thinking about it, but no, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I have to win. I can beat them both. The three of them. So it doesn't matter really who they put first. I have to beat all three of them. So I have to. Oh, I say that wrong. I have to be able to beat all three of them. So if I beat the first one, and doesn't matter who wins in the second one, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So I don't care who I get first.
You've been taking a lot of time off between fights the last few years. What is the reasoning behind this?
I'm done fighting. I just stopped fighting. Like 4 years ago, I stopped fighting. I was done. I didn't like it, and it's too much pressure and bullshit around it. Sometimes the fighting game is not the fighting game anymore. Back in the days, we just get in the ring and beat each other up. From now it's like more a sport. It's like with a rule, like how can I say? Most of the time, the people don't even try to knock somebody out. They just, we go for takedowns, some cage of ring control, and we take this round. I cannot do that. Just go in and try to beat each other, and winning on points. I think that's the stupidest thing ever. If two people standing in the middle of the ring, and at the end of the fight, they're both standing, it's a draw. If somebody's knocked out or in a submission, then it is over. But I think that's the stupidest thing ever, because he made a takedown, one takedown more, he could have win this fight. No. You've got mail. Two people fighting. At the end of the fight, they're still standing. It's a draw. Bye. That's what I think. Or like back in the days, I was fighting in rings. We had like 20-minute rounds. Like actually, one time I fought for the title. There was some 30-minute round. Why? Let's go 20 or 30 minutes. I think it is way better. But who am I? I'm old.
Now it's a sport. You're right. Now it's a sport. They're trying to put it on TV and get more people involved and stuff like that. So I guess you have to go with the changes. Then why did you decide to come back? Why did you decide to enter this open weight tournament?
I was done 4 years ago, and then 1.5 years ago, they gave me an offer that I actually could not refuse. And I was fighting, what's his name? Pedro Hiso, and I know he didn't really want to fight, so I fought him, I beat him, and now also I was done, but he asked me for the Grand Prix, and I was like, you know what? I still had some regrets. I think, from some fights I didn't do well. I did win my last 3 or 4 fights, but there was something in me like. I still have to, how do I say? I still have to prove to myself, I can do this, but I'm better than I am in my head. So right? I think so, because I can win this Grand Prix. I know it, and I was thinking like they asked me like, oh, in the beginning I say no. And then, we got a little talking, and they offered me deal. And I still said no. And they offered me another better deal. And I was like, you know what? Well, this is good. You know, I got kids, I got mouths to feed. So, and I was like, you know what? I can win this tournament. And how great is to finish my career with, to be in like an heavyweight Grand Prix champion, you know? And I saw the big ass belt Mo was carrying around. I want a belt, you know? I said, I have a couple belts, but they're small. I want this big belt. Man, that would be awesome. So, you know, I'm like, in the beginning it was like, you know, should I do it? Should I not do it? But you know what? You know, Gilbert, you know what? You can do this. Shit. How can I say that best? Now prove to yourself that, you know, some fights I didn't, I felt like a coward. I didn't do the right thing, you know, and I you know what, this is your chance to show what's up. Otherwise, you know, maybe in 5 or 10 years, I still feel a little pain in here for the things I should have done, you know. Maybe that's the best explanation.
You know, you have your Yvelpower PT in Holland. I see you working with a lot of youth, teaching them martial arts. Are you building an army out there of young soldiers?
Oh, man. The funny thing is, in the beginning, when I was starting my personal training and I got some offers for kids. I was like, well, I don't know if I want to do kids, you know? And because when they're in a group, they can be little assholes, you know? Sometimes you want to just throw one out of the window because, you know? But, you know, I took my time and I do a lot of personal training with kids, and training with kids is the best thing ever because they're little sponges. They take everything up and you really see them, you see them change after like 3 weeks, 1, 2, 3 months. It is crazy. And if you train with an adult, they all know better. You know, I'm doing this for what, 20 years, and this person is training for 2 weeks and he knows better. You know, they don't listen. But kids, man, you see like the shy kids changing into like proud children. They are not scared anymore, and like getting the chest up and comfortable with themselves, and it is so great. And sometimes I spar with them, and how awesome is it that some of those little fuckers just can hit me. Well, I'm playing with them, and I have nothing. I'm like, bah! And I'm like, oh. And I taught them that, you know. And the thing is, somebody taught me how to fight back in the days. Lucien Cabin, all trained. Like more people, John Lewis, Michael, Mike Pasnier, of course, Bob Schreiber. I trained with a lot of people. Ivan Hippolyte. So basically, they gave me a gift, you know, of fighting. And what I do right now is I gave the gift back to them, to other people, to other kids, because something free. They gave it for free to me, and I give it to them to, you know, get a better person, get stronger, get smarter, get just get awesome, you know. And the kids, I love the kids, man. That's so much fun.
Yeah, I feel what you're doing, man. It's giving back to the kids is, I think, as a fighter, is one of the best things you can do. Like the next generation that's coming, you're raising them into becoming maybe a champion one day. So it's much respect to you, Gilbert. Thank you for your time, and I'll definitely want to talk to you again before the semifinals. Heal up.
Right, I will. Thank you.